All right, folks, listen, this is going to be a very short video, but I'm going to give you a staggering revelation again. I have a couple videos to do, but I'm having equipment problems. I have to uninstall and reinstall some programs, see what I can do to fix it. Get ready. Thank you, the subscriber that sent me the link to this. This is another Catholic altar. I'm going to reduce it in size. Do you know what you're looking at? You're looking at the same thing as the Vatican. You're looking at the same thing as St. Stephen's Cathedral, the Organ. This is a giant bug. I'm gonna enlarge this one time, and then I'll reduce it and see. Okay. I don't like seeing that view in full-size header, so let's look at the eyes of the bug first, then I'll show you the eyes of the sheep. The gold is the eye of the bug. The gold there, the gold there. The round top of the head. This is the antenna. I'm sorry, like the crown molding up here, or this edging on the architecture. See how it's black? Antenna, top of the head, antenna, gold eye, coming down to the pinchers that work the mandibles right here, and the mandibles are the black right here. Okay, now the mandibles, these black lines right here of this large bug right here, the mandibles of that become the nose of the sheep. Here's the eye of the sheep. Here's the eye of the sheep. Here's the nose of the sheep. Here's the mouth of the sheep, line in the lip, bottom jaw, and the ears are hanging down here and here. I will draw this in for you. I've already gone and gotten it printed up at Kinko's. So the entire altar becomes another giant bug. Again, eye. This triangle right here, that's the tip of the face of the bug, the mandibles. This is the mechanism that moves the mandibles. Top of the head, antenna. Now, here's the sheep. Let me enlarge it. This is the eye of the sheep, Nostril. This is the mouth of the sheep. Line in the mouth, bottom jaw, top jaw. Now, this architecture going out here makes the ears of the sheep like a Dolan sheep, the ears hanging down. I'm going to reduce it in size now. Now, eye of the sheep, nose, mouth, I'll say snoot. There it is. Ear of the sheep going down. Do you understand that we have the same common denominator now repetitively? Watch this, folks. This is the biggest news on the planet. There is no bigger news. All this crap that's going on with bombings in London, CNN fake news, all this Islamic bullshit, I'm sorry, but it is. It's nonsense. It's to get everybody looking the other way while this is taking over. Here you go. Watch this. So here is another image. Here is another image of a sheep. This is the organ at the church, the Cathedral of St. Stephen in Germany. That's a very clear image. Look at that sheep. Oh my gosh. Obviously, the eye of the sheep, ear of the sheep, coming down to the nostril, mouth of the sheep. I don't like increasing it in size, because when I do, it's harder for your perception. That's the way Satan hides everything. He hides everything in plain sight, and he makes it so big it disappears. This is the face of a sheep. There it is. This is the face of a sheep. There it is. That is all one big face of a sheep. So why are all these altars of dead sheep? Well, who eats sheep? Satan does. Lucifer, the dragon. That's what the dragon eats, is sheep. That's what the serpent eats. And so here is a giant sheep, and it turns into a dragon. All you have to do is cover up the bottom part of the ear. If you take your hand and you put it over this blue part right here, and take it and put it over this blue part, and then you follow the eyes up, and this becomes the head of the dragon here, coming down here, going like this. All the architecture is meant to hide the image of the dragon. but I can very obviously see it. So now we have the same common denominator. We have an organ right here at St. Stephen's Cathedral. We have the Seville Cathedral right here that turns into a sheep as well as a large bug. There it is. You're looking right at it. That is a giant bug. The sheep is in the mouth of the bug. You have the same exact common denominator. It's St. Stephen's Cathedral, a sheep in the mouth of a giant bug. Let's look at it again. Now this deal is done. Satan's kingdom is no longer hidden. Let me show you the dragon. Here's an image of the sheep right here. I'm going to take the dragon and slide it right over on top of it. So again, if you simply cut off the ears of the sheep, it becomes the dragon. There it is. And now you'll see the dragon right next to it, here and here. So the sheep turns into the dragon because the dragon uses sheep. All the sheep that are on the planet have become the dragon. And unless you're converted, you are part of that system. Okay, here we go. The entire sheep here becomes a locust. Like the locust from the pit. There it is. I showed you all the transmutation circle, that's what a human soul is used for. We are all angels. Every human being is an angel trapped in a body, a host body. We are being hunted. Now, here again, I'll take the image of the sheep and slide it right on top of that altar. That is a sheep. Let's go look at this again. Here is the altar of St. Peter's at the Vatican. It is a giant head of a bug. Again, here's the top of the head. Here's the antenna. Here's the antenna. The eyes are light, and here it's a common thing I noticed that they're doing in these altars. Here is the mouth. So eye, mouth, and there are the antenna. Again, the mouth of this thing right here is the altar of St. Peter, which is that big head of a dead sheep. Let me see. I'll have to arrange these photos later. But this image right here of the sheep, let's see if it'll slide now. This image right here of the dead sheep, that is the mouth of this big bug. So the sheep is in the mouth of a big bug. Here again, here is the sheep from St. Stephen's. There's the eye of the sheep, the gold ear coming down to the nostrils, down here. So there is the sheep in gold and red, it looks like. And then here is the large bug that has the sheep in its mouth. There's the eye, and here's the eye, and these are mandibles that are wide open. And the sheep is in the mandibles of the bug. Same exact agenda as the Catholic Church. Sheep in the mouth of a bug, sheep in the mouth of a bug. The mystery of all mysteries is solved. Okay. Now, this is the third time this has happened now. So the Vatican, St. Stephen's, and now we have the altar in Seville. Watch this. I showed you. Here it is. Here's the sheep. There's the eye of the sheep, nostril, and here's the snoot of the sheep right here. There's a line in the mouth, and the ears come out to the side a little bit. It's made by the architecture. There are these angels out here on the sides, and if you squint your eyes, it's easier to perceive it's a Dolan sheep, a Middle Eastern sheep. This becomes a large bug. Here's the eye of the bug, antenna. I'm sorry, this is really annoying, that little icon. Again, the eye is gold, Antenna is black, top of the head. Again, eye. Coming down to the mechanism that moves these mandibles, right here on the faceplate of the bug, the mandibles are black here and here. The mandibles are these dark lines right here, the nostrils of the sheep. The nostril of the sheep become the mandibles of the large bug. Do you understand what we're looking at, guys? We are looking at the mystery of all mysteries, proven out again and again and again and again. It is no longer open for any debate. This is absolutely correct. The Bible says there will be those that see and don't see. They'll be here and they won't hear, and they will not be able to perceive. Neither will they understand. Anyway, I'm trying to check the equipment on this video, but I wanted to show you guys, here is another altar. Oh my goodness. With the same exact agenda. Satan's kingdom is no longer hidden, is it? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I've already gone to Kinko's copies. I'm gonna draw this stuff in for you like I always do, and I'm gonna make it very easy for your perception to see this. And then I'm going to put them in the show note link, and you're gonna have that same information available to you. No one can argue with this anymore. It's unarguable. This is a slam dunk. Satan's little hidden kingdom is over. And so is his kingdom. His kingdom's coming to an end. Let me show you the front of the building that has this altar. It's the Seville Cathedral. Let me show you something. Let me show you this triangle out front. This is so obvious. Okay, I haven't turned it upside down yet, but you can do it yourself. This is an eye. This is an eye right here. These are very sharp mandibles here going to here. See? Looks like a crescent moon. That's a set of mandibles. You know what? That little icon is very annoying. Okay, so here we go. This is what's in the center of a transmutation circle. Okay, so here's the eye. Here's the eye. It's upside down. Here the mandibles are. Those are the mandibles. And here is the vesica piscis, representing the female vagina, which is the common denominator all the time, because that was the snare for God's angels. And that's the way Lucifer did all this. That was the bait. And there it is again. It's just really phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. So there it is. I will get into a video that's more detailed and more precise. I will draw these things in for you. I will line them up in order for you. But I wanted to give this. This is breaking news right here. Right here. This thing right here. It's a big bug. The eyes are gold. The antennae are black. The mandibles are black. Then the sheep's eyes are right here. The dark circle. The dark circle. And there's the mouth. And what was the dark mandibles of the bug become the nose of the sheep. And then the ears come down here and here. This is a no-brainer. Satan's kingdom is over. The only thing Satan had going for his kingdom is that it was hidden. Now it's no longer hidden. So there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, is there? Satan, you're done, buddy. Your time's up. All right. Praise God.